Yeah, before you guys get any ideas, nobody died this week. So
Yeah. Salute.
We don't need the belt.
Thank God we don't need that.
Oh, man.
We almost did.
Yeah.
It never gets old, does it?
No.
Especially when it's a surprise. A surprise. 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row. I've said for months how much the wrestling world sucks because nothing's ever a surprise anymore. And 2 weeks in a row. And this one was a big one because it was The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Well, we got so many of these left.
Yeah. Enjoy these appearances while you can, because
I can't roll my eyes.
You know what, though? He looked great.
Oh, he did.
He looked great.
Anything
He
against
did look good.
Yeah,
Looked
so this, of course, is the War Report, brought to you by TagMeADate.com, the first and only dating site exclusively for wrestling fans. I'm hearing,
Yeah, is anyone else hearing that?
I'm
Somebody's mic is going crazy right now.
it sounds like
It
Buffalo.
just stopped.
Tatanka, Buffalo.
Anything.
I don't know. All right,
All right, good.
All right. So this is the War Report, brought to you by TagMeADate.com, the first and only dating site exclusively for fans of pro wrestling. With our roster of over 70,000 superstars and divas, you too can find your tag team match on TagMeADate.com. I'm your host, Vince. Hope everybody's having a good week so far. We're going to talk some wrestling. Of course, last night on Raw, The Undertaker returned. Some other stuff happened too, but really it was The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels came back is really the main takeaways from the show. Somebody did Seth Rollins almost got Goldberged on the window of that car last night.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it didn't look too good.
Yeah. For those of you who aren't aware, we have a gentleman back here in Kat's video who's very much into. I don't even want to say the name because if here's
What?
Seth Rollins.
No.
Oh, no.
We're gonna get kicked off of YouTube because a grown man is touching his nipples.
Thank God it's just his nipples. You know.
Oh, thank goodness, yes.
This is his girlfriend right here. Hi, everyone.
You'd think, does he touch your nipples as much as he touches his own? It's gotta be fair. Gotta reciprocate, man. It's not fair.
So, I want to talk about Raw before we talk about anything.
Okay.
Because there was a lot of talk in the chat during Raw, and a lot of people on this panel were not overly happy with Raw. And I happen to think this was one of the better Raws we've had in a while. Was it all over the place and chaotic? Yes. But I kind of liked it. It brought me back to the Attitude Era a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, somebody, and I don't remember exactly who said what and this and that, but somebody said something about some of the booking, and I thought the booking was actually done pretty well through the night. You know, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, of course, no matter where you put them, whether it's a beginning middle event, it is always going to be a home run. Shawn Michaels on his own is a home run because it's been so goddamn long, and then you throw Undertaker in. That's going to steal the show, 100%. But overall, I didn't think Raw sucked. I thought the opening was great. You know, them getting arrested and, okay, listen, we know the deal, whatever. They were backstage hanging out.
They got arrested, processed,
booked, fingerprinted,
and they found a judge that was willing to work on a federal holiday.
Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
So they hit the very lucky streak there.
But I don't understand. I don't understand because I know Eric, you're one of them. Vince, you were one of them. Pretty vocal on the panel that you guys were just not happy about Raw. I just
Kevin Owens came back, and the fact that he quit meant nothing.
Well, see, now I want to talk about that too. So since you brought that up, I don't fucking. Last week we talked about, you know, this may have potentially be setting up Paul Heyman to be the mouthpiece for
Yeah, I know.
Owens, and we had a whole thing. Where the fuck did that go? Because he quit for about
Nowhere.
6 days and then came back and just was kind of nutty. Where's it going? I'm very confused. I just assumed give him a week off. Like, give it 2 weeks, something.
Yeah.
Show a milk carton. Have you seen Kevin Owens? Something.
That would be a great one on a t-shirt.
Right? But, that was just, somebody scrapped the idea, obviously.
And the same thing with the B team and the Revival. They're like, well, you guys get out of here. We have.
Revival got screwed, man.
So who did the Revival piss off? Is what I would like to know.
No,
Didn't they piss off?
I don't think they pissed off anybody. I think what happened is every single aspect of Raw has to feed into the Roman Reigns storyline to try and get him over. So they had to get the belts off the B team and get them to Dolph and Mac, so those guys can drop them to the Shield, so the Shield can have all the titles on Raw, so Vince McMahon can ejaculate late at night because he doesn't take Blue Chew or Viagra. He can only get off to Roman Reigns holding belts. And
we
going
And
like
you can
this.
only get off the set.
Oh, Seth and Roman.
There you go.
We should jump on that Blue Chew money train.
Yeah, if we can get a Blue Chew sponsorship, that would be wonderful.
Let me get back to the Kevin Owens thing again real quick, because he came out again later, and now all of a sudden he's on the side of the man that's tortured him for the last 2 months. What the fuck is that?
That doesn't make sense either.
No.
But the problem is they're rewriting everything to try and rally. It's everybody versus Roman Reigns.
They're
in the Shield.
sacrificing the fucking whole roster to put over
because
Roman Reigns. That's
do you
my
remember this happened about 10 years ago? Triple H and John Cena beat every single member of the Raw roster.
Wasn't it John Cena and
was.
Randy Orton?
Yeah, whoever. Oh, Triple H had to do one too. Even but this is not new. They've had
American DX versus the whole
The one
roster.
I was thinking of.
But, so that's what's going to happen. They're going to
yet again, right?
Yeah.
So the Shield's just going to beat up everybody, and poor Mike Kanellis finally got paid to show up on Raw, and he's just going to.
Oh my god, he was there?
Yeah, he was
there.
actually him and Gulak. Gulak,
So good like that.
he
I saw
decided he was like, "This is my moment. I'm going to go yell at Roman Reigns so I get some screen time." And he like stayed on him. He's like, "Roman Reigns," pointing in his face. I'm like, yeah, you get your screen time there, man. Congratulations. But it's like those guys are just going to get. You're going to. Yeah, you're going to cut to an interview backstage. You're going to hear a noise, and then the robotic girl that's giving the interview is going to turn around, and Mike Kanellis is going to be laid out in a heap. And then they're going to go further down. They're going to open a locker room door, and Drew Gulak is going to be on the floor unconscious. And they're just going to go, and all the jobbers are going to be knocked out, and then they're going to go fight the heels. Like the whole thing. This is the problem that I have, is that I just see the boulder coming. I'm like Indiana Jones. I see it behind me. I see that everybody's going to get jobbed out to further this Shield reunion 3.0 thing, and they're going to end up with all the titles, and it's just going to be like, and then what? And then what? At this point, you'd need silver bullets or something to fucking beat these guys. I don't know who's going to take the title from any of these guys if all they're going to do is jump in and interfere in matches. None of it makes any sense. I don't know. I'll open it up to the floor.
I don't know. I don't know. I am 100% behind the whole Shield back together deal. More so because it gives Dean Ambrose a place. It gives him something to do. He was kind of getting lost a little bit in the shuffle compared to Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns.
Yeah, but he just came back. They had the opportunity to.
Well, no, but
something.
he did. But listen, the Shield is going to sell seats. The Shield is going to sell merchandise. It gives Ambrose the ability to be back together with his brothers to ultimately now be the Seth Rollins and be the one that turns. Because I still think eventually that's where this is going to go, that he is going to be the one to turn. But I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. This is something that is going to, the Shield's going to be around for a little while because it got delayed because, Ambrose got hurt. That didn't mean that they were ever squashing that idea. They put it aside. They're going to go through with their plans just like they always had the plan for Roman to be champion.
But you know what? It's not a problem having the Shield reunited. That got the pop in itself, and no one. I don't think anyone has an objection to the Shield. And I'm on the fence about last night. There were parts I didn't mind. There were parts the first segment with the whole thing with the arrest, I thought even though it was an old school thing, it was brilliant. I loved it.
Yeah.
The clothes made no sense at all.
No, I agree.
Ending to the show made absolutely no sense. And if that's just to sell Roman Reigns, that's ridiculous because he got his fucking ass kicked.
Well, right. And the thing is, too, at the end of the day, this still goes back to what I said about last week, is that last week's Raw was great until the end. And the end sucked because they turned Braun heel. There was no reason to turn Braun heel. This is spiraling from that. And it just makes no sense. Braun is so fucking over. And at the end of the day, no matter what you do leading up, you could have Braun, have the Shield go old school, have them all in a limo, and Braun takes a tractor trailer and rides over them or blows up the car or something stupid. You could do the most heelish thing with Braun. And at the end of the day, come Hell in the Cell, they're going to cheer Braun, not Roman.
Absolutely.
It's not going to make the difference.
But that's why this is making no sense.
Well, right. Well, that's the problem. But just because that's not making sense to me didn't ruin Raw. You know what I mean? I still thought Raw was overall a good show.
I liked it.
I'm sorry. I still want to know who the fuck Bobby Roode pissed off.
Everybody.
Listen, mark my words. This is going to lead up to something big for Bobby Roode.
I hope so. Because he's being wasted right now.
He's being wasted right now. This is going to lead to a monster heel turn. And Bobby, as a heel, is where he shines the most. He's such a great heel.
But he's one of those people that they're not going to give a fuck that he's a heel. They're still going to cheer the shit out of him when he comes out.
Yeah. It's just because of his music.
Well, they're going to have to change his music. And I've already heard that they're talking about changing.
They're still going to go glorious and do whatever. It's like when Bray Wyatt was a heel. Nobody gave a shit that Bray Wyatt was a heel. They loved him.
Listen, I can solve this problem immediately.
What you got?
Pay whatever the fuck it costs to get James Storm back and refund Beer Money and and then do that because Beer Money was one of my favorite tag teams of all time. They were fucking great. Bring back the Boozer Cruiser and let's fucking do it up. I'm excited. That's what you need to do. And James Storm always, was always told the door's always open when he left. He left on good terms. So what's the fucking problem? We need to get him back, and that's what you need to do with Bobby.
The messed up thing about that whole situation was James Storm left NXT because TNA told him they were going to reform Beer Money. But then Bobby Roode quit in the meantime and went to NXT. So it was like just this big miscommunication, and I feel so bad because if he just stayed, then Bobby Roode would have quit, and who knows what would have happened.
Well, Steve, picture this: Beer Money versus American Alpha.
Amazing, except it's not going to happen because I'm not convinced that Jason Jordan's coming back.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It'll be a while.
He's working. He's right now, I think, from what I understand, he's working as a produder backstage.
That's
because when he went back into training and everything like that, he didn't have full mobility or something. They said.
Yeah, he has not been fully cleared to get back in the ring, and they're saying he may not ever be cleared.
Yep,
which is a shame because he's talented as fuck in the ring.
Don't forget, they said that about Daniel Bryan, too.
That's true.
Yeah, but it took him. It took
Shawn
him.
Michaels was away for 4 years and came.
So that's probably what it. If anything, it'll be something like that, where a couple years down the line, maybe Jason Jordan makes his return.
All right. So before we get into the biggest part of Raw, I want to talk some. I want to bring up Ronda Rousey, and I wanted to get the opinion of the panel because, and I'm much over, as you all know. I love Ronda. I'm a big fan of hers. I'm not so thrilled that she's champion, but it is what it is. I've been noticing the last couple times she's done anything in the ring or gotten attacked and been taking bumps. I think she needs to work on her selling.
Yes.
That's becoming something that I've been noticing more and more, and it was the most I saw it was last night. I mean, she took an Irish whip into the steel steps and was thrown right back in the ring and almost got right up, like she didn't just get thrown into steel steps. You know, I think that's something, if she's going to carry the title now, she's got to be able to sell. I mean, that's a big part of it. So I don't know. I just want to see if anyone else has been noticing that too.
Here's the other thing. She's also new, so her not knowing that is it's on her for sure, because she went out there and did it. But it's also the instruction of the people that are surrounding her. They need to tell her, hey, you know, you need to sell this.
But how are they not? I mean, from everything we ever see and like how diligent they are at all the minor details, how is that something where if Natty is truly her partner, training partner, like how is Natty not saying to her, listen, you gotta sell the shit out of this. You gotta,
what if the direction is not to sell it?
That's the other possibility. What if their direction is don't sell it? Like, what if?
But what sense would that make?
Because she's
bionic.
She's been, yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is she hasn't really sold a lot in her matches, so by extension, you know.
I mean, I guess that's
she sold her knee getting taken out pretty well, though.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good when Alexa hit her with the chop block there.
And even when she was getting out of the ring with Natty, she was selling that pretty good, walking up the ramp or whatever.
Yeah,
her legs, she just didn't sell the steps.
She sold for Nia decent too.
Yeah, that was a good. I like that match.
That shit probably hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably you're getting
no shit.
You're getting Samoa dropped by another. I love Nia, but you know, big girl. That I don't care how tough you are. That shit's probably gotta hurt.
I agree, and I'm sure.
But I'll be honest, last night I really hadn't noticed that at all.
I'll pay more attention next time, because I know I saw the chop block thing and I thought she did okay, but I don't remember the ring step thing.
She really didn't take too much out from that.
All right, so Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. So here's something I want to. I mean, obviously that entire segment was pretty much geared to opening up the idea that Shawn Michaels more than likely now is going to come out of retirement for one more match, and it's going to be with The Undertaker, and it's probably going to be at WrestleMania. Now, as much as the little kid in me is so excited for this, just to see the two of them, more so Shawn Michaels, because I see Undertaker. My problem is I almost feel like this opportunity is being wasted. I'm not going to shit on it when it happens, because, again, I'll be excited for it. But to me, if we have the ability to get Shawn one more time, why wouldn't we do something that would be first time, last time, like AJ Styles. Or Seth Rollins, or, Samoa Joe, or, something that we haven't had the privilege of seeing, like this is going to just be like an epic, but it's going to wind up being The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, and I don't know how I feel about that.
But you know what? You can put a young kid in the ring with Shawn Michaels like an AJ Styles person. You can't put that type of person in a match with The Undertaker. So if The Undertaker's coming back for another match, it's got to be somebody.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I don't think it should be Shawn Michaels Undertaker. Like, I think Undertaker should fight someone else, and Shawn Michaels, if he's going to come out of retirement, it should be because he was challenged by like an AJ Styles or something like that.
Undertaker's against Triple H.
Yeah.
So we don't know what will happen after that, but they certainly
that's
are
happening
pointing
at
us in
this
the direction.
that's happening at the Super Show. So I'm thinking Shawn's going to interfere. Triple H is going to get over on Taker because of the interference, setting up those two at Mania. That's kind of how I'm picturing it.
That's how I think it'll roll out if they set up a match.
You think Shawn would go as the special guest referee?
I think that's very possible.
I thought that's what it was leading up to last night. Like it was going to be the WrestleMania match all over again with him as the special enforcer.
Yeah.
Break out the bicycle shorts.
Oh, he looks so hot in those. I'm sorry.
I'm sure he did in '99.
He could still look pretty good now. I'm okay with it, really.
So what do you guys think? I mean, don't you guys feel like it's almost a wasted opportunity?
We don't need to see these guys wrestle again.
Yeah.
I agree with you
That was
that
exactly why I didn't want to see Goldberg Brock again, because I felt like it wasted. I wanted to see Goldberg against other people. It's the same thing.
What if the Taker match is a setup for that frees up HBK for another match against AJ Styles or?
Well, that would be fine, but I don't think. I mean, it really
I don't think
does
we got
seem
two
like
matches.
yeah, it seems like they're really putting.
You know, for me, look, as much
feelers
as
out.
I'd love to see Shawn Michaels maybe one more time, I kind of don't, in that I like that he's been the only wrestler in history that hasn't gone back on his word and stayed retired.
Dude, it's been almost a decade. That in itself, you know, is the respect of being retired. But I mean, dude, if we, I don't know. To me, Shawn Michaels was always one guy that I was always like, probably more so because it wasn't ever a possibility. Like, he made it very clear he would never come out of retirement. So it was never even, and now that it's the realm of a possibility because they just opened Pandora's box, I mean, that's exactly the reason why they did that segment. Now I'm kind of like getting giddy about it because it's Shawn Michaels. It's Mr. WrestleMania. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but this is him with what, 8 years off, 9 years off.
Yeah,
He looks
Not that
jacked,
he's not in
though.
shape.
But he's still training. You know,
But he
he's
looks strong.
at the Performance Center training the rookies now, so he's working out. And
My real concern is as the Undertaker, honestly, because I think Shawn could be in shape, even though a little rusty.
well, it'll be a gimmick match. It'll have to be
Yeah,
a gimmick match.
of course.
But see, then we're back to like, yeah, would his time be used better putting over a new talent?
Because you know what? Shawn Michaels could still hang with a guy like AJ Styles. And I mean, I'm just saying, I don't really know that for sure, I guess, but I would have to imagine, you know?
It has been.
It's been, I mean, it's been since, I don't even remember what year Shawn Michaels retired, but it's been a while.
It's been a long time.
2007.
There you go.
I was pregnant with Autumn. That's the only reason I know for a fact, because she's going to be 10.
There you
Wait,
go.
Shawn Michaels really retired in
I
2000?
thought he retired in 2010.
Well,
Either way, it was a long fucking time ago.
Yeah, I know, but it just, one of them will make me feel a lot older than the other. Retired March 28th, 2010. Okay.
2010? Okay.
Still a long time ago.
That's 8 fucking years, yeah.
In athlete years? I mean, come on. So, not that I don't think he couldn't do it, because I mean, look at Ricky Steamboat when he came back. But, yeah, it would be nice to put over, you know, the old guys come back to put over new talent instead of just doing their own thing.
Shawn Michaels versus Adam Cole.
You know, it's just that people have to understand if Shawn Michaels comes back and it's not against The Undertaker,
yep,
Shawn Michaels is losing.
Yeah.
Guys, Autumn just came to the window saying she's listening to the show, so you want to give Autumn a shout out?
What's up, Autumn?
Hi, Autumn.
In about 3 seconds, you're going to see her come back to the window like all giddy as shit.
But that's, you know, that's the reality. It's going to be Shawn Michaels somewhat passing of the torch. You know what I mean?
And he should be, like, this is the point where they already blew Undertaker's wad, excuse the phrase, sorry, Autumn. Ask your mom in 6 years. They already did it with The Undertaker twice. They did it with Brock, and then they did it with Roman. So how many more torches can this poor fucking guy pass? Shawn Michaels lost to The Undertaker on his way out, much in the way Ric Flair lost to Shawn Michaels on his way out. It was a legend putting over another legend so he could retire. Shawn would have to come back and lose the match. That's really the long and the short of it. He'd have to come back and put somebody.
What if he goes over on Taker at, say, a Royal Rumble, says the Heartbreak Kid is back, and then challenges AJ Styles at Mania?
Oof. You'd have to. Whoa, he'd beat The Undertaker at the Royal Rumble? See, that's the problem, is that no matter how you slice it, Shawn Michaels Undertaker is a WrestleMania match.
I'm just saying
that match is happening at WrestleMania.
Whether or not they're old or broken down or whatever, they're still gonna save that one for Mania.
And don't forget, the Undertaker's singles record at Royal Rumble sucks.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be a Mania type of match. If it's Shawn
Shawn's
Michaels' last time out, it's going to be Mania. Come on.
But it would be the last time with that setup.
Right, it would be then challenging it, coming back and maybe having a little mini run for a couple pay-per-views.
Listen, you never know. He could get the itch.
Maybe, yeah. I mean,
especially if he comes out and it's that WrestleMania crowd.
He left. He left for 4 years and came back one time. Who's to say he won't double it up and do 8 years and make a comeback? But I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard as an older athlete with all the injuries that he's suffered, and I'm sure he doesn't want to go back on the road.
Oh, definitely not.
But what a great segment! What a great segment!
Oh, yeah. But that's
part of the night by far.
But that's the problem. When you look at the guys, these seasoned guys who've reached legendary status, you would sit there, whatever Shawn Michaels says, you're listening to the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't give a shit about 90% of the other people that talk on that program. Maybe 100%, because they just don't captivate my attention the way that a guy like Shawn Michaels does. So, like, I don't get when I see Baron Corbin on the screen, I hear the Charlie Brown adults. I just don't care. I just don't. I know he's doing the best work of his career, which is a really low bar.
That's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Who knew that dressing like a bartender and talking on a cell phone would reinvent?
It looks like Abercrombie and Bitch.
That's exactly what he looks like. Like he's like in a high-end bar, pretty much. And I'm like, dude, just go back to what you used to have, with wearing the cut-off shirt, showing off, and just get back. You know, like I hate
the shaved head is much better than the excuse for hair that he used to have.
I absolutely agree.
But yeah, if he kind of kept that edge to his, still kind of have some of that biker looking stuff. I don't know. There was, but that's what I'm saying.
Bikers like that.
Yeah, I know.
Go all one-man gang or something,
Oh my God, one-man gang and Baron Corbin. I would actually watch Baron Corbin segments.
And then Corbin becomes.
It could be worse. It could be Akeem.
Corbin has.
He could teach Baron Corbin those stupid hand movements that he did.
Oh my God! You're a dinosaur, bro. A dinosaur, bro, and you're always lying to your friends. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That song was cool.
Was there a segment in the back? And I must have missed it, and it's weird because I watched the whole thing straight through. But was there a segment where in the back with Rhonda and the Bellas or something?
Yes, it was.
They said something about we could give you some. I don't think you want to get lessons from the fucking Bella twins.
No, Eric, you missed the whole point. That whole segment was to just start the whole Nikki Bella Ronda Rousey match.
Well, that's what I gathered from the fact that they're teaming up at the Super Showdown.
Yeah,
which is driving me fucking nuts. But I'm sorry, like star power. Ronda has more than enough star power by herself. You don't need Nikki Bella's mainstream bullshit.
I know.
And the Bellas infringing themselves to be relevant yet again because Total Divas is starting up.
Well, guys, hold on. First of all, you guys know as well as everyone else that it's not the Bella twins. The WWE creative are the ones that are putting them in with Ronda Rousey.
No, I understand.
Bringing them back into the fold. It has nothing to do with the star power and this and that. Yes, Ronda has it on her own. They don't need the Bellas. It's just to get the Bellas back into the mix because ultimately it's going to set up Nikki Bella versus Ronda. That's where all of this is stemming from. This is
right. The Bellas need Ronda, not the other way around.
Correct. Absolutely.
I'm not excited at either Bella twin wrestling right now.
But how is Brie on both SmackDown and Raw?
Thank you.
Well, I don't think they're under contract to either brand, so I think they can just kind of jump back and forth.
And then here's the thing: are they going to have Nikki as the heel against Ronda while Brie is the face against Maurice? Is that what's going on? What's going to happen? Or are they going to turn both Bellas on Ronda or something?
Yeah, I don't know. Poor
meanwhile,
Miz
you
and
have
Maurice.
Brie as the face in the whole Miz Daniel Bryan thing.
Yeah. This is. Well,
if we're talking about Miz and Maurice, can we actually say that Maurice actually did look pretty good in the ring last week?
I feel bad that they're gonna have to lose to Abella and their husband again.
I know, but
It's
Maurice
just his, like, lot in life.
actually looked better last week in that little bit, giving Brie the DDT and everything, than she did in almost the entire match against Nikki at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I agree.
And she wasn't that great of a wrestler to begin with, but whatever she did,
No,
she's
she
been
wasn't.
working on it.
She gave one hell of a hair whip and a DDT.
Yep. Yes, she did.
She's better in a lot of aspects too, because I never thought she was great on the mic either, but she's improved a lot too.
No,
She was, you know what though? She was great on the mic when she spoke in her native language.
Every time she talks, I think of Pat Patterson.
It's like Shakira. When she sings in English, she sounds like a goat. But when she sings
when you talk like that, it's
beautiful.
Why do you sound Scottish?
Did you just snort?
Funny.
Yeah, Shakira is Colombian, right?
Colombian, not Irish.
I'm the last person to ask on that.
I don't know. We should ask Eric. He seems to be into the ethnic ladies.
I made mention of something about Ember Moon.
God!
You always mention something about Ember Moon.
For real.
Eric, just for enlightenment, because she wasn't in the chat, what did you say about Ember Moon's thighs last night?
Oh man,
I don't think that's as appropriate for the
I don't think we can say it on the podcast. Let's just say.
Let me pull it up in there so you could read what he said last night. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Just say
But
someone was
I did
happy to
say-
see Ember Moon.
I did say I like my women like I like my milkshakes, thick and chocolate.
This is what we do all night during the show. So
That
this is all
should
day
be
yesterday.
your tagline on Tag Me a Date. You should change your profile so it says that.
Although I'll honestly, that's not true. I like all flavors. All right.
Oh, there you go. He's a Neapolitan man.
Oh my god.
All right, so she showed her the message. Yeah, that's it. That's
Maybe
Eric.
it's because my ex was black and
You're trying to hang on to that. Oh.
She just read it.
We're finding out. We're digging deep for Eric now. We're finding meaning behind all of this stuff.
Hey guys, so
God.
we're a little more than halfway through.
Oh, shit.
Who saw All In? And what
I did.
I still haven't seen it.
Who and what?
I was All In.
Ooh, so good.
Amazing.
I saw Jericho
Oh,
on
good.
YouTube. I saw that segment, which was cool. But
Cody Rhodes made me cry like there was no tomorrow.
I did see that one. That much on YouTube.
oh, when he won the title.
Oh my god, yep. And the
Yeah.
fact that it's like now it's a 2-time Rhodes second generation NWA heavyweight champion. It was just it was amazing.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
crowd went berserk.
I had goosebumps like the entire show.
Yeah, that show I've never seen a show like that before. Ever.
It was very well produced and I happen to know. So Jared, my friend, is a content producer and helped produce the event. It was produced so professionally, you would have thought it was a WWE show. There weren't any really graphic screw ups or misspellings.
No.
For the most part, the commentary. There was one guy who came on during the Cody Rhodes match, and I didn't catch his name, but when they cut to the desk, he was doing this weird pose. He looked like the guy who had bonitis in Futurama.
I'm a new guy.
Yeah, and his commentary wasn't he wasn't the best, but everybody else, you had Don Callis, who's great. Ian Riccaboni's pretty good. Excalibur from PWG was commentating. The whole thing was great. It reminded me of a WCW show.
Mm-hmm. It was
And
cool to see Sean Mooney too.
Yeah. The whole thing was cool to see people out there like Justin Roberts was splitting the duties with Bobby Cruz for ring announcing, and I don't even know what the hell Justin Roberts is doing right now. So
Lanny Poffo was there for
Lanny
Jay
was there. Oh, the whole thing was pretty fun. Like the title match specifically, Cody Rhodes versus Nick Aldis, reminded me a lot of an old school NWA, North Carolina World Championship Wrestling kind of match with the interference of everybody that runs out. The only thing they didn't do was a ref bump, which was nice. But that would have completed the package. But it was just everything that was in there was just. It was not a 5-star match, sure, whatever. They weren't out there wrestling a technical classic.
We got a diamond cutter
story. Oh my God, there was a diamond cutter. Brandy laid on top of Cody and took an elbow drop.
Elbow, oh crap. He got bloody, which he might have bladed.
Yeah, the one thing that took a little while was in that spot. Yeah, they took a long time to get to that. That's the only downside is that took a long time to get.
Came back out from under the table. Diamond Dallas Page probably said you didn't do it properly.
Right, he's like, go back and do it again. Yeah, there was something about that where he had to go and get more because I could tell he wasn't bleeding nearly as much as I know he wanted to. Right. I'm not suggesting you go carve up his face. He was good to stop where he did because if you get too much, then it's too much, and you're bleeding while wrestling.
I want to address something because there's some critics that are saying, "Oh, Cody booked himself to win the NW." I'm like, first of all,
I hate that.
Cody created this all-in show, but he doesn't work for the NWA. Ultimately, it's their decision.
It was Billy Corgan's call.
The championship. And
also for the all-in on Jericho's
did it influence it? Sure, but they could have just as well said no.
Right.
Yeah. For sure.
Like I was saying on Jericho's podcast, it was the vote had to be all three consensus.
And then
and I'm sure it was a very easy decision.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's very emotional. It's very
This isn't TNA where Jeff just makes all the decisions. This was different.
Although Jeff Jarrett was out there.
Yeah.
Which was so weird. It was just it was weird. It's nice that there was another old NWA champion out there or whatever, but it was just weird to see Jeff Jarrett. I'm like, he had to stick his nose into all, and I know obviously he didn't just show up one day and he's like, "Hi guys, remember me? I want to go on the show." Like this was booked, but it was so weird to see him out there on this show.
That would have been something he would have done though. Like, "Hey guys, remember me?"
I want to talk about one of my favorite parts of the show was the match between Pentagon and
Kenny Omega.
And then the events that happened after that match.
Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho in full Pentagon gear, mask, makeup, the whole thing.
It was awesome.
He flew in for that spot. Got on a plane, flew to Kansas City or somewhere. He flew like an hour away and then performed with his band Fozzy.
With the Pentagon face.
Yeah, it was still with the face
paint on. Yep.
The guy's a workhorse. It's amazing.
You gotta love him.
Legend.
He looked huge, by the way, too.
Yeah. And that's the only reason. Yeah, if you didn't notice
throwing his hair out again too.
Yeah, if you didn't notice the tattoos, like because Pentagon's got a bunch of tattoos, but Jericho, they obviously have different.
Yeah, I had to think for a second when I saw that. Like,
you had to really look and go, wait a minute, that's not Pentagon, because you're right. Like I'm used to a leaner, I guess, Chris Jericho, and he's
then he goes, "I'll see you on the Jericho cruise" or something.
I love that part where he comes in and plugs his cruise. What a heel move!
He's so great.
Well, it is next month.
Yeah. No, so I guess we need to address something that is a little odd that happened on the show, and of course, I'm sure Jim Cornette had a stroke when it happened.
He was having a stroke, definitely.
But I want to try. I'm not going to make an excuse, but I want to give it, just a little.
What are we talking about?
Penises?
Yes, Joey Janela versus Adam Page was a hell of a match. It was a Chicago street fight.
Oh my god!
It was insane. Joey Janela he took some ridiculous bumps, one off the stage onto a table that he didn't quite clear and nearly killed himself, and then the rite of passage, which is like a fucking over the shoulder tombstone thing off a ladder through a table after being beaten over the head with a telephone. The whole match was fucking crazy, but the crazier thing was afterward. 8 dick druids came out in inflatable penis costumes.
What the?
Fog filled the arena, and Joey Ryan came back from the dead.
I loved it.
Came out, gave the dick flip to Adam Page, and then the dick druids carried Adam Page off, reminiscent of so many appearances by The Undertaker. And now there are officially on Pro Wrestling Tees Rest in Penis t-shirts for sale. So you can pick up a
Did you guys hear how much, sidetrack, did you guys hear how much Pro Wrestling Tees made that weekend?
Oh my God, a lot. Mm-hmm.
Over $500,000 in merch sales.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
Well, with 10,000 fans there, you know.
Yeah, 11,251 or something like that. Yeah, they released the final count earlier today, and they're selling a T-shirt with the number.
Vince, you forgot one thing.
Too.
You forgot one thing. Right before that happened, they showed this little thing of Joey Ryan's body. Oh, and then all of a sudden they go down to his crotch, and all of a sudden he gets a boner.
What happened was his dick did the Undertaker sit-up.
Yep.
Rather than his whole body, it was just the dick.
His dick had the rigor mortis.
11,263 people for All In.
Wow,
which is amazing. So
that's great.
I understand.
And it sold out in half an hour.
Yeah, they sold out in half an hour.
Yeah.
And they'll definitely do another one. Don't let them bullshit.
Well, now they're teasing the idea of an arena.
That would be great. A 20.
And it will sell. And it will sell.
Yeah.
Well, there were rumors of the Garden.
Now, that would work. I mean, here's the thing: if they go and
small venue.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but
I mean, it's the Garden.
More than 10,000 people, though.
It could fit 20,000 if you wanted.
That's true.
So what they can do is they could do like All In, Double or Nothing, or All In, Double Down, whatever they want to call it, and they go from 10,000
I don't
seats
think
to
they could
20,000
get
seats.
they could sell. I don't know if they could sell out a stadium necessarily, like 80,000 people.
No, but I think
they could sell 20, 25.
they could do a bigger indoor arena and sell 20,000, 25,000 seats for sure.
Like if they did, like you said, if they did MSG, they could sell out MSG.
Yeah, because if Ring of Honor sold out MSG because those guys are on that show.
Right.
Or assume, so far, no official word, but you assume that they're on that show. So they really sold it on the backs of those guys. They could, if they wanted to do another All In at a 20,000 seat arena, I think it's definitely doable. So this dick spot thing, I understand it's not for everybody. It's definitely not
for me. I don't think it belongs in wrestling, frankly.
I loved it.
If I was going to show people that don't watch wrestling anything with wrestling, I would not show them that.
Oh no, you have to build up to that. But the thing about
can't show half of the Attitude Era then either.
Yeah,
well, it's different though. I don't know. This is just stupid.
How's that different? You had Triple H asking the women to show their tits. How's it different?
I don't know. It's just.
I like watching wrestling. Here's women.
Here's the thing about this whole penis pretender.
This comes off as embarrassing. That shit didn't.
It was
wait a minute. Hold up. The penis thing comes off as embarrassing, but women in lingerie having pillow fights or Howard Finkel and Harvey Wippleman in evening gowns isn't embarrassing?
Eric loved every minute of those pillow fights.
For women wrestling, but
well, I don't even think you could call that women wrestling.
It wasn't women wrestling. That's what I'm saying. That's more embarrassing to me than someone doing a penis skit.
I just happen to not
right.
care.
But here's I understand that, you know, it's honestly there's parts of it like I don't particularly like the dick flip. I think it's silly. The reason
the boobplex.
The boobplex, is it the same? He grabs him by
the boobs and does like a German.
Yeah. Yep. So the thing about it is, and I understand because I do have my objections with some of this stuff. It was a payoff. This was a story they started telling on Being the Elite on their YouTube show that suddenly started getting like 500,000 views every time they upload an episode. What is that?
Some guy thinking he's a moron trying to rev his bike. Like, you're so cool. It's a fucking dirt bike.
So they started telling the story on Being the Elite on their YouTube show. And yes, they get a little silly on the YouTube show. But like, here's the thing. It was like a 6 or 8 month long storyline where Adam Page killed Joey Ryan and then had to hide the evidence. And Christopher Daniels reported Stephen Amell to the Japanese authorities and accused him of being the murderer. But it was just, and what that did was that set up Christopher Daniels against Stephen Amell it all in, which was Stephen Amell was great. He took a table bump. The whole thing was really good.
That was a very good match, actually.
So involved that match, he started like hiding the evidence, but then like his boots started talking to him, and he'd get like flashbacks of Joey Ryan. So when this whole Joey Janela match came up, you knew Joey Ryan was going to get involved, but it was like, the whole thing was a payoff. It was a resolution to a story. And even something as silly as somebody having a bigger dick than another person and having magical powers in said penis, it was a long-term story that had a satisfying payoff. And how many things can you say on WWE programming have had that?
Right. Not only that, Adam Page, if I'm not mistaken, didn't he have on his tights Joey Killer?
He did, yes. So he intended to kill Joey Janela, as which he might have. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, especially after that.
I didn't see Joey Janela get up after all that, so maybe he died.
You know what, Vince? You're right. You're talking about storytelling. I like the storytelling with Flip Gordon that night.
That was beautiful.
That was really good.
He's in this battle royal as a masked luchador. He didn't know who it was. He ends up winning it. Who did he last eliminate? Bully Ray, right?
He eliminated, and that was,
and it was for a title shot against Jay Lethal
on the main card, and the whole thing was great because again, it was set up on being the Elite. Flip trying to get into the show, and Cody said no. They played into the Ring of Honor storyline where Bully Ray is feuding with the new guys, so that got paid off a little bit that night too with the triple powerbomb thing, and the story of the Luchador mask. So Chico El Luchador is a character on Being the Elite, and the Young Bucks on the show bribed Chico El Luchador to ask Cody to book Chico's nephew. So he booked Chico's nephew in the Battle Royal, but it turns out the money that the Young Bucks gave Chico was to put Flip in the Chico gear and have him be the surprise entrance. So the whole thing was, again, a long-term story that came to a satisfying resolution. And I'm so happy for Flip because he got out there and he wrestled his ass off. And him and Jay Lethal had, again, you can call it Meltzer ratings or whatever. It wasn't 5 stars if you want to look at it that way, but it was damned entertaining because they also set up the Black Machismo thing on Being the Elite and resolved it here at the pay-per-view. It was that match was so fun because Jay Lethal's able to go between Jay Lethal and Black Machismo, and then they would do the chop on the shoulder. And you finally found out after all these times of some random hand chopping Jay Lethal on the shoulder, you finally find out it was Lanny Poffo. And Lanny comes out and throws Frisbees into the crowd before the match. Holy shit. I popped so hard for the fucking Frisbees.
He made my night coming out.
I guess cheap plug, don't stop listening to us, but start listening to the Genius Cast. Lanny Poffo just started a podcast.
Did he? Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh man, the Battle Royal, I mean, like the pre-show stuff was really good. Road Warrior Animal came out.
The pre-show was
motorcycle.
The pre-show was a perfect enticement to get somebody to watch the show. It wasn't like the WWE pre-shows.
Exactly.
Again, you don't want to compare them, but you have to compare them because they're in the same industry, even though they're different products. The pre-show was just their pre-show was so good. The matches were good. If you weren't interested in buying the show, I think that got you hyped enough to buy the show.
What did you, Vince, what did you think about that Matt Cross versus MJF match? Because Matt Cross, if you remember, was in Tough Enough years ago. And then he's been in Lucha Underground as Son of Havoc.
Yeah.
But MJF, that stands for Maxwell Jacob Friedman? Is his gimmick to be Jewish?
Yes. He's the new, no, I don't want to say $1 million man, but he's like arrogant rich kid Jew from the Northeast. He was actually Maxwell Jacob Feinstein. And, he changed that. Yeah, after everybody,
that's a good change.
After everybody told him maybe Feinstein is not the best Jewish name to use, they changed it to Friedman. Sorry to all the Feinsteins out there. Yeah, one bad Feinstein ruins the bunch. Sorry, folks. But yeah, so that match was okay. Like my stream was going down, and Amanda were watching the same one. We're trying to get it back up and restored. So I didn't get the whole match, but I don't know. I like Matt Cross. I think he should have wrestled somebody who wrestles his style, because Matt Cross is more of a 205 Live, Lucha Libre style, Flip Gordon style wrestler. So he was Flip Gordon before Flip Gordon was Flip Gordon. So they should have had somebody of a similar stature wrestle him. So it was fine. Nothing was bad. It was just that I think it was a clash of style.
Then there was the Okada versus
Marty Scurll was fantastic.
Okay.
Awesome.
That might have been my match of the night.
Is Okada really big or is Scurll really small? Which is the
little bit of both?
Yeah.
Okada is huge.
I didn't realize how big Okada was.
Marty's 200 and something pounds. He's a light heavyweight in New Japan.
How tall is he?
Marty can't be very tall. I mean, geez, I'm 5'9", so he's probably my height.
I was gonna say he looks about 5'9", yeah.
And Okada's huge. Okada is a. I don't know how I didn't know they made Japanese people that big.
But Scurll's character though is incredible.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
love
villain
that
character is awesome.
Yeah, with the dollar bills falling.
Yeah.
He's basically the Penguin when he comes out.
Yeah, so Okada does a great entrance, and then they both have great entrances. Okada does the Rainmaker thing with the dollar bills, and then the Penguin entrance with the wings and there was one pay-per-view where Marty came out with animatronic wings on his back. It was very cool. So his presentation is very much the Penguin.
You know what? You want to talk about superhero kind of stuff? Rey Mysterio dressed as freaking Wolverine.
Yes.
Awesome.
So
loved it.
Okada's 6'3", Marty Scurll's 5'9". So
okay,
that makes that. It was a big size difference, and that's the story.
My brother and I are like those heights. I'm the smaller one.
That was the story they were telling, was that Scurll's a light heavyweight and he wants to become a heavyweight and move up in division. And Okada, who just recently lost the heavyweight championship, is kind of the guy. He's still the guy, even though Kenny Omega is a champion. Okada is still a big name in Japan. So,
I enjoyed the ref bump, and then he puts up the umbrella and it has the All In logo on it.
That was a great moment. And then he whacks him. He just is like, all right, screw it. I can't do anything. I'm just gonna whack him with the umbrella, which you thought might be the end of the match there too.
Hey guys, we're reaching top of the hour.
Oh shit! Do we have any questions?
That's where I was going. Do we have any? I know you said Medulla sent something in.
Medulla did send something in. He sent this in last night. Raw actually opened up old school. I liked it. We haven't seen this in a long time. Maybe because Monday Night Football is starting. We know Vince hates this time of year.
Very, very true.
He's not wrong.
You gotta love Medulla.
He's not wrong though.
No, he's not.
I asked
Nailed it.
But you know what?
I asked a question on
Oh,
sorry.
go ahead, honey. No, go ahead.
I said I asked a question on Twitter. If you were to bring in a female to join the Shield, who would you pick?
Oh, that's a good one.
Renee Young.
Renee Young.
That would make
Put
sense.
Renee Young everywhere.
Oh,
And speaking about the fact that she was back on Raw this week.
I gotta go Becky Lynch.
I gotta say Becky Lynch, hands down. Becky Lynch.
Was it on the current roster?
Yeah.
How about Drake Maverick? No, wait.
What the hell was that?
That was so
was weird.
ridiculous.
What the fuck was that?
Makes no sense.
So now
Why
he's a
did they
manager
do
of them
that?
too. Yeah, I don't know.
Why wouldn't you just bring back Paul Ellering?
Let's
Exactly.
replace
What the
Paul
fuck is
Ellering with
Rockstar
Bud.
doing with AOP? Really?
I think it's literally just because Vince McMahon thinks it's so funny to see that little man standing next to those big
And
tall
it's weird
guys.
though, in
That is
contrast,
hilarious.
when Roger Stone dressed as them, I thought that was kind of cool.
He looked
Yeah, why
like
was-
fucking Harvey Whippleman.
Yeah, I don't know why he was wearing their gear. Like, usually a manager doesn't come out dressed like his wrestlers. That's not usually
That was
what
like the
happens.
kid's
He
costume.
wanted to dress like his older brothers.
that off.
But he looked like Mini Shield or
He
something.
did. I was like, are you
Totally looked like.
Yeah, I don't really understand what they were doing with that, but I don't know.
I swear, do you want a real laugh? Because Autumn was watching and she saw that and she screams from the other room, "Mom, Hornswoggle joined AOP!"
Oh my God!
I said, "What?" I was like, "That's not Hornswoggle," but he looks so short compared to that.
Oh, I get it.
Hornswoggle.
They should bring Hornswoggle.
Hornswoggle joined 3MB.
Yeah, they were 3.5B.
Yeah. That's WeLC match, remember that?
You notice how Heath and Jinder stayed away from Drew last night during that whole debacle?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Jinder didn't want none of that.
And I'm not getting in this.
Nope.
Any other fan questions? I think
Shanti.
Charlotte or Becky would be good Shield
A lot of
members.
people say Shayna Baszler.
I still say Asuka.
If she was still wrestling.
What about Ronda?
I think she would overshadow them.
Yeah.
That's true.
Nikki Cross.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, she's crazy enough to
I
fit
would
that
not
bill.
for Nikki Cross. She's a beast. Other her than Ronda Rousey. I would not mess with those two or Nia Jax. Those are the three women that I would not mess.
Nah, yeah.
I'd be like, this bitch is going to eat me alive. That's my opinion on that.
Yeah.
And she's
Any-
sticking to it.
So no other questions from the
That was all that came in was just
Excellent.
Medulla this week.
Excellent. Good stuff.
But we always love Medulla.
Yeah. No, he leaves good comments that and usually
Who
it's
needs
funny
to
how
meet a girl with the last name of Oblongata?
there you go.
Medulla.
I want to go to the Medulla Oblongata wedding.
Oh my god, Waterboy reference.
No, but see, now we need like Dolph Ziggler redressed as like Colonel Sanders saying Medulla Avantgarde.
Yes. That was great.
Colonel Sanders. Oh boy. Yeah, so if you have questions for us, it's askthewarreport@gmail.com or tag@tagmeadate on social media and use the hashtag #AskTheWarReport. When you ask a question and we read it on the air, and we will read your question on air if you send it to us. We don't really filter questions unless let's put it this way. We haven't had a reason to filter out a question yet. So
Well, we got some chick from Nebraska. Sure, we did.
yeah, but we didn't we read that on the air.
Oh, we most certainly read that one on the air.
So we'll definitely, if we read somebody that disagreed with us on the air like that, so desperately
We were bad
disagree with
parents
us.
because we let our children watch wrestling.
Yeah, that was fun. But we will, so that means just proves to you we will read an email on the air, even if it is a little controversial or takes an opposing opinion from the consensus here. AskTheWarReport@gmail.com, hashtag AskTheWarReport. We'll read it on the air, and you'll be entered into our WrestleRumble.com pay-per-view pick'em. WrestleRumble.com is a pay-per-view pick'em where you may choose to submit a paid entry, but if you want to press your luck and you want to try and take your chances, you submit.
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy.
Right, exactly. Make sure you don't hit the whammies because we select one person every month from our questions to get a free pick'em on WrestleRumble.com. And the next pay-per-view that's coming up is Hell in a Cell, I think.
Yeah.
That's the next one they're doing. Okay, so Hell in a Cell. You can go to WrestleRumble.com for information on how to enter the pay-per-view pick'em contest. So check out WrestleRumble.com for that information, and you can also just ask that question. Ask the report@gmail.com. You get entered, and maybe you'll be the one that wins. But if you didn't win, you should go to WrestleRumble.com and play. You can't win if you don't play. It's the old Lotto logo or motto, the old Lotto motto.
There you go.
There we go. Third time's the charm. But we're towards the top of the hour. Any other announcements or anything that we need to put out there before SmackDown starts?
We're good.
All right, awesome. SmackDown is literally just about to start, right? Because it's
Handed away.
8 o'clock. Excellent. So
Sir.
Modern Family credits, I think, are rolling. So you can follow Tag Me a Date on social media, Instagram and Twitter.
He knows best. Did on afterwards again tonight, Vince.
Oh, good. I said last night that after the Undertaker Shawn Michaels segment, it should be Mrs. Dad and Maurice's mom just doing sock puppets for the next 2 hours to tell everybody what would have happened. That would have been a great way to spend the rest of Raw after that segment blew everybody else out of the water. But anyway, you can follow us on social media at TagMeADate. TagMeADate, no spaces. It's all one word. Same thing on YouTube. So it's Twitter and Instagram. And then on YouTube, Tag Me Date. You go into the search bar, Tag Me a Date, all one word. What is Renee wearing? Mamma mia. You'll see. Change the channel and you'll see. So on YouTube, it's Tag Me a Date, all one word. Put it in the search bar. You'll find our account. You can subscribe. Hit the bell. That's the most important part, is not just subscribing. You have to hit the bell to get the notification when we go live or when we upload a new video. And we do this every Tuesday, 7 p.m. on Eastern Time. The clocks change next weekend, this weekend. I don't know.
One of these weekends.
October.
Oh, shit.
October. Jeez. All right. I'm getting people set up for it now because it's September. And if we have international listeners, they need to adjust their clocks.
Don't do that. School starts tomorrow. Don't change me like that yet.
Oh, you guys haven't started yet. Wow.
No, we start tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, we started in town last Wednesday. But yeah, go to the YouTube every Tuesday, 7 p.m. on Eastern Time, so adjust your clocks as necessary. But 7 p.m. Eastern Time on a Tuesday evening, we sit down here on the Tag Me a Date channel and do the War Report. And, of course, it is brought to you by TagMeADate.com, the first and only dating site exclusively for fans of professional wrestling. With a roster of over 70,000 superstars and divas, you, too, can find your tag team match on TagMeADate.com. It is absolutely free to sign up. You can send messages. You can post links. It's very similar to any social networking site like a Facebook or a Twitter, where you can private message somebody. You can share pictures, share GIFs, send emojis, all that stuff. And it's cool because it's free. And you can search by location, search by their favorite wrestler, etc., other favorite wrestling things. And you can find your tag team match because you know they like wrestling. You know that's already built in. You don't have to have that that conversation about, well, what do you like? Well, what do you like? It's all right there on the site. You can go flip through and find out everything you need to know on TagMeADate.com. So until we do this again next Tuesday, 7 p.m. right here on YouTube at TagMeADate. I'm Vince. Thank you guys for listening. On behalf of everybody else who's joined us tonight, we want to thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time.